Yo, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the former NBA great, can't take anything away from him, even though Wilt Chamberlain was miles better. Social activist and now part-time scientist, I guess. Getting vaccinated is an extension of Black Lives Matter. Oh, okay. You guys need an extension. How big does it need to be, for Christ's sakes? A former professional basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, said Thursday on CBS Morning that promoting the need for people to get the COVID vaccination was like an extension of Black Lives Matter. A lot of people thought it was popular in the summer, and then by the end of the year, nobody gave a fuck about it. Is that what you're trying to do? Co-host Vladimir Duches said, you've called for the NBA to insist that all players and staff be vaccinated, one of his many hot takes. And if they refuse, you believe they should be removed from the team and from life and put on trains. Why do you feel so strongly about that? Oh, because I have zero of the fucking science and I don't look at any of the studies, but I'll tell you I will. Just go ahead and listen to this. I think when we ignore a pandemic that is killing people. Oh, okay, cool. Once again, just another fucking grade school take we have here. Or just because some people don't feel like doing some research. Look in the mirror, pal. I know it has to be up there very far, and it's like you're over 7 feet tall. We get it. Easy jokes. I can't go along with that. This COVID thing is killing black people and brown people at a ridiculous rate. And who aren't getting vaccinated? Oh, okay, cool. Don't do any of that research, though. You probably think, just because they'll wheel out Kareem, all of a sudden, those fucking 20-year-old kids, that are hooping, that they have fucking Harden on their back, they'll all of a sudden go, who's the old man? And it's like, they don't care. They don't care. You ain't Jordan. They don't know who the fuck you are. You just look like if Gumby got thrown in the oven on 450 for about 20 minutes. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Kareem. Your time's gone. Be happy they decided to drag up your old ass and slap your name on a fucking social justice award. You know what? If they wanted to actually do something important, they would have put Bill Russell's name on it, okay? The guy who was out there winning 11 championships for the Boston Celtics while his fucking house was getting looted and burnt down. If you want to talk about actual justice, that's the guy who should be front and center. But let's get back to fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's hot takes. So it's really an extension of Black Lives Matter. We have to make this obvious and let people know how important it is. Again, you gotta start by attaching that to something that people don't fucking respect anymore, even remotely. And even a group that certain subsects are currently protesting against mandatory vaccinations. Just take a look at what some of the followers of Nicki Minaj have been up to. He added, anyone who has a public platform like a professional athlete, LeBron's ears just perked up. They should use their platform in a way that helps their community. And then they just went right back down because LeBron James China told me to get the poke, so I got the poke, but I ain't going to tell anybody else to get the poke because I don't get a finder's fee from G, so y'all's on your fucking own. Discussing celebrities' campaign for the polio vaccine in the 50s. Okay, cool. You alongside Joe Biden, I'm sure he'll Forrest Gump his way in there. Duchier said that seemed to work. Why do you think it's so different now? Let's compare polio and COVID. But I think we have enough cancer here today. So let's talk about players who miss games for the vaccine mandates won't be paid for them. The NBA, just to give you a little bit of a backstory, anybody who is not vaccinated, if they cannot play in their home state, like New York, New Jersey, California, any of those teams, any of those locations, they will not be allowed to go into the facilities in order to train, to participate, to do anything in there because of a vaccine passport, and that's fair and that's honest, and this obviously isn't an open form of racism if we're going to go ahead and adopt and talk about some of their specific talking points. If it's just an extension of Black Lives Matter, well, anything that's done against a black individual automatically has to be racist now, doesn't it? Why don't we talk about that? Oh, you don't want to? Oh, okay, cool. I get it. But if you aren't jabbed up, you ain't going to be playing, okay? And now you aren't going to get paid either. Why? You're healthy. You're ready to go. You're ready to play. You're signed up for a team. They want you to play for the team that's on the front of the jersey so you can make some money for the name that's on the back of the jersey. But that's not going to be happening, okay? The NBA warned players unvaccinated for COVID-19 that they won't be played for the games that they missed due to local mandates regarding requirements for the vaccine. Any player who elects not to comply with the local vaccine mandates will not be paid for the games they miss. Mike Bass, the NBA's executive vice president of communications, said in a statement on Wednesday. Players for the Golden State Warriors or Brooklyn Nets who are not vaccinated, they would have the New York Nets on there, but I seen a report that they're 100% vaccinated, so they were good boys in this one, and so what, they can end up fucking losing like 50 games this year. It's going to be a... I guess they got Kemba Walker on the cheap. Like, they got some parts there, but they're in a tough division anyways. Due to New York's vaccine mandate, anyone entering the Barclays Center in Brooklyn has to show a proof of vaccination, while San Francisco's Chase Center has a mandate only vaccinated players can't, or vaccinated people can enter, And who are some of those not jabbed up individuals? Andrew Wiggins, Vaughan, Ontario product, okay? First overall pick in 2014 or something like that. First overall pick, right? He's not jabbed up. He's standing by his convictions on this one. He requested a religious exemption in San Francisco of all places. And you remember the mayor there, she has her mandates for everybody that's out there. Oh, you need to be wearing a mask at all times, unless of course the spirit of the night grabs you, right? Now, we don't want to have to be kowtowing to the fun police, knowing full well that she's the fun police, but whatever. Okay, so that was the type of people that Andrew Wiggins had to appeal to in order to get a religious exemption. I don't know his denomination. I don't know how strong his faith is. That's not for me to decide. Okay, that's not for anybody to decide. They shouldn't be forcing you to fucking experiment, okay, with what you put inside your body. And that should be totally voluntary, up to the individual. I know, right? Weird. But he was denied the religious exemption on reasons of, no, we don't think that you believe in God hard enough. The NBA officially denied Andrew Wiggins' request for a religious exemption from San Francisco, soon to enact policy requiring full COVID-19 vaccinations for those 12 and older. Cool. Attending large indoor events. But what if they play a pickup game outside? Can he still go into the parking lot? Even if the league hadn't denied it, the city, whose ruling supersedes the NBA's, cool. Wiggins and the Warriors now have clarity. For him to appear in any home game in the Chase Center after October 13th, he must be fully vaccinated. So that's 41 games right off the top. LA County, encompassing Los Angeles. Any game against the Lakers or the Clippers, gone as well. Sacramento Kings, capital of California. How long before there's a vaccine mandate there? Gone off the top there. And then you got to go to the other side of the country. Okay, you play any games in New York, done and done. So what, you're going to be playing like 30, maybe 30 games in the season? And then just wait for the other vaccine mandates to drop and later fall and into the winter. So all of this is so fucking stupid. And then, of course, yeah, we just go back here. There's another man who's in this picture here, Kyrie Irving, who normally has really, really brain dead takes. But on this one, man, I got to support him on this one. Absolutely 100%. Nets superstar Kyrie Irving, meanwhile, also faces a steep financial penalty. While Irving is not publicly confirmed his vaccination status, he did not appear with his Nets teammates and staff during a media day event at Barclays Center, which has a vaccine requirement. And he opted to instead answer questions via Zoom call. This was media day. I do believe that this was on Monday, so 6 days ago. He hasn't received the jab yet. It doesn't mean that I'm putting any limits on the future of me being able to join the team, Irving said to the vice president of the National Basketball Association, and makes nearly $35 million per year. So he's a vice president of the Players Association. Okay, this is totally gonna fall here very shortly. That's for certain. Told reporters Monday. He also requested privacy when pressed on his vaccination status. But as of right now, just please respect my privacy regarding anything about home games. What's happening? Vaccination, please. Fair enough. Fair the fuck enough. So, okay, you got a first overall pick. You got a former NBA champion in Kyrie Irving. And now you got another big star out for the Washington Wizards, okay? You got Bradley Beal. Hell of a good player, stuck on a shit team, and he has probably the most measured response to all of this because they also had a media day for the Washington Wizards as well. He was at least allowed to show up, but they were asking him, have you gotten the jab because you were vaccine hesitant earlier in the year, so have you changed your mind? He's like, no, I'm good. Washington Wizards star Bradley Beal was forced to miss the Tokyo Olympics after being placed in COVID health and safety protocols. You won't like his other spicy takes then. At Wizards Media Day on Monday, Beal said that he is not vaccinated and discussed his experience with COVID. So he has natural immunity. Cool. As well as his decision not to receive the vaccine. Beal is the second leading scorer in the NBA last season, is the 11th ranked NBA player by ESPN, so the 11th best according to ESPN. I don't really care what they have to say, and is now the most high-profile NBA player to say that he's not received the vaccine. Yes, the biggest star, that's for certain. But if Kyrie ever says if he is or isn't, you can just kind of deduce it at this point. But he would be. It's a personal choice between everybody, 100%. I understand both sides of it. I understand that there is a percentage of people who can get very sick. I didn't get sick. I didn't get sick at all. I lost my smell, but that was about it for me. Everybody is going to react different. Everybody is going to take it differently. I mean, some people have bad reactions to the vaccine. Nobody likes to talk about that. Oh my God. And what happens if one of our players gets that vaccine and they can't play after that? Could happen. Or if they have complications after that, perhaps, because there are cases like that. But I feel if we don't talk about those as heavily because they're so minute, maybe, but they are existent. They do exist, yes. And he said that with just like an even more monotone delivery than how I read that. And it was just kind of like, yeah, you know what, guys? I had it before, and I got the antibodies now, and ain't shit fucking happened to me, so you know what? I'm just gonna let it roll. Like, he was super measured at that. And then, last but certainly not least, Jonathan Isaac. You might remember him, and I'm pretty sure I did highlight it when it did happen, when everybody else was going insane in the bubble, right? You guys remember the completion of the, 2019-2020 NBA season where they were finishing the games at Walt Disney World, and they had all of the fucking Black Lives Matter horseshit on the fucking sidelines and on the walls and superimposed in the stands, and it's like everybody was taking a knee during the national anthem except for that dude right there. Magic forward Jonathan Isaac is back once again with another great take on the situation. I'm not anti-vax. I'm not anti-medicine. I am not anti-science. Imagine that. Just watch these fucking reporters. Like, we're not going to watch the video. Feel free to click on it if you want. It's a nice long presentation of his thoughts and feelings on the situation, but we'll just get through the highlights, of course, but he lays out his position. And just because that there's a social justice award named after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I want a Wilt Chamberlain-based award, because if you look at that dude's history, that would be the perfect way to offset this. And nominee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through the fucking end, Jonathan Isaac. The Orlando Magic 23-year-old starting forward is deeply religious and proudly unvaccinated. Oh my God, what do we do? Because he's unvaccinated, and that's really bad. But he's black though, and when NBA players started lining up for the shots in March, Isaac started studying black history and watching Donald Trump's press conferences. Oh my God. He learned about antibody resistance and came to distrust Anthony Fauci. Cool. He looked out at people who might die from the vaccine. He put his faith in God. And at the end of the day, it's people, Isaac says. For scientists developing vaccines, and you can't always put your trust completely in people. This dude rules. What number are you, my friend? Number 1 for the Orlando Magic. I might consider buying a new jersey. I was pretty badly misrepresented in the Rolling Stone article. Yeah, there's one that's out there, right? And they're trying to team up with the NBA to push out these anti-vaxxers. What they describe as anti-vaxxers, you know, people who have the position as Isaac or Beal, just really bad people, and they're so terrible. And because of that, I can understand anyone who says they don't transparently or overtly trust the media. Oh, this guy's great. He's just 10 seconds away from putting on a red cap and start pointing at reporters and saying fake news. I'm not anti-vax, not anti-medicine, not anti-science. I didn't come up with my current vaccination status by studying black history or watching Donald Trump press conferences. I have nothing but the utmost respect for every healthcare worker and person in Orlando and all across the world that have worked tirelessly to keep us safe. My mom has worked in healthcare for a really long time. I thank God. I'm grateful for the society I live in where vaccines are possible. And we can protect ourselves and have the means to protect ourselves in the first place. But with that said, it's my belief that the vaccine status of every person should be their own choice and completely up to them without bullying, without being pressured, or without being forced into doing so. I'm not ashamed to say that I am uncomfortable with taking the vaccine at this time. I think that we're all different. We all come from different places. We've all had different experiences and hold dear different beliefs. And if that is what you want to do with your body when it comes to putting medicine in there, should be your choice, free of ridicule and opinion of others. Absolutely, I don't want to say the correct take because this is obviously just his opinion, but it's the correct take, and that's the one that everybody should be having. But unfortunately, it's just a handful of players, a handful of high-profile players, a handful of players who have some power and have some say. And hopefully we start seeing more people, more, upstanding people like this, because normally I wouldn't agree with much that Kyrie Irving has to say, but he has my full and total support on this. And Jonathan Isaac, man, I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope Andrew Wiggins sticks to his religious guns as well, and same with Bradley Beal. It's ultimately your choice. It shouldn't be anybody else's choice to make for you. Even if you got to sacrifice some money in order to do it, you got to stand up for your principles, because if you don't have your principles, what do you have? What do you have, really? And that's just what I like to keep on telling everybody else out there. So enjoy what is left of your Sunday. It's a beautiful day here, and hopefully it is for you as well. And that brought you just a little bit of a respite from the normal mundanity of just talking about politics. But I'm sure some goofy stuff has happened between the last time that we recorded and tomorrow morning. So we'll catch up then. With that said, everyone, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.